Hey everyone, it's John with National Sports Entertainment, and I wanted to do a recap of today's games and also just how we did in general, and then obviously go into tomorrow. So today was an interesting one, kind of the same as last week as far as, especially with the Chiefs, happened last week with the Bills, with the Niners. We knew who was going to win, it's just a matter of who's going to cover, and we've been missing the spread, so the Jags got the backdoor cover on us. And I did think the Giants had a chance, the way they were treating the game, but they obviously wanted Philly to look strong, so Philly wound up making that cover. Now, if you caught my college video, which I hope you did, this is why I explained so many times. Football's fun. I love the football, and we do hit at about a 55 to 60% clip. But for leg threes, we did exceptionally well today, and it's because we played college. UAB, North Texas, UAB 89% on the over, wasn't going to hold. Tulsa, I think 11% against the spread, not going to hold. So those are the ones that we closed with relative ease. Nebraska, Penn State over. We missed Notre Dame. And then again, Kansas City. We made the mistake of playing the spread instead of probably just playing money line parlays. It's just over time. I've gone over this before. The money line parlays just never seem to actually benefit. The value is just not there. So basically with the college metrics we did well. Most importantly, we don't have many leg threes, which means we had lost 2 in a row and we need a third leg. I've been closing them between yesterday and today. We missed the Chiefs, but we got 3, so we don't have a ton left open sequences. And what's good about that is we're up 81 units, and that's of course notwithstanding the open sequences we have. So what we do is we're just going to plug in leg 2s, leg 3s for anyone that lost. So for example, the Giants lost, and we will go into the Bengals, Bills, Cowboys, Niners for leg 3. Now, what I will say is I found something interesting. Today was the 20th. I use numerology a little bit if it's interesting. And the reason I found these teams, all these teams winning interesting, Chiefs, Eagles are both first seeds. Today was 121, and you had 2 1 seeds win, right? 2-1-1. Now tomorrow is 1-2-2, and we have 2 seeds playing in the Bills and the Niners. So I think the 2 seeds win. Again, it comes down to, so I'll use numerology when I think it makes sense, and I think in this case it does. It's just, again, do they cover? So I am going to go into this game because at the end of the day, I think this type of game, people are going to want as much time as possible. I don't see it moving to 7. It might. But in this game, here's the issue. We have, again, conflicting narratives, right? The one narrative is 100% going to be, this is going to be a gritty game that they maybe will themselves to victory, right, because of Damar or something of that nature. And with Kansas City not looking too good against Jacksonville, I don't think it makes sense to have the Bills pulverize the Bengals. So here's another one where I know the Bills are going to win. I just feel like the Bengals cover makes a little bit of sense. Now I'm going to explain why I am going to stick with the Bills cover, even though it's been biting us, picking the covers of these teams instead of just a parlay. And if you want to parlay the Bills with another pick, you can. I am positive they're going to win the game. It's a matter of covering. I will say I like the Bills -6 only because the line moved, and just the way it's been slowly moving, it seems like they want people on the Bengals. So I could be wrong, but I'm going to take the Bills here. I'll take them. I'll lay the 6 points. Even though every fiber in my being is telling me they're going to make this a stupid 3-point game because of number 3, I'm just going to go ahead and play the metrics, play the narrative, and I think just because of the 3 isn't enough for me to just take the Bengals. Having the Bills look very strong for Damar would also make sense here. So it can go both ways. You can also see Cincinnati very good against the spread. I almost faded the Giants on that regard. I didn't. And you can see what I mean about the spread. Had I just picked the spread in that game, the team that was 79% against the spread, if I had just faded them instead of the narrative. In that case, it would have worked out. That's why I am so adamant on the spreads and the over-unders and the percentages, because I'm a numbers guy. So while we're right about a lot of narratives, certain metrics just don't hold over time. And one of them is, you can see Giants here, 77.8. That's the reason I almost faded them, but it's okay. They have had teams finish in the low 80s before. That being said, do the Bengals do it too? So, just like I said, a lot of my games are contingency, factoring everything in because of their record against the spread, because I think people are going to be on the Bengals, because I think it just makes sense. Allen gets a lot of these comeback wins. He comes back and wins by 3. And I think even the public might be wise to that. So I think having the Bills just win a decisive game, win by more than a touchdown, makes sense. This is going to be a leg 3 because I am, like I said, it's not that I'm absolutely in love with the game, but I do like it enough to play it as a leg 3 just because, again, I don't see any other team besides Buffalo going to the AFC Championship. Honestly, I was thinking about just picking the Bills to win the AFC Championship instead of this game because it's plus odds, and I'm almost positive they just win both games. But again, you can do that if you want, but I'm just going to do this. Bills cover the Bengals. It's going to be for 4 units, of course, and nothing crazy. Just like I said, I think they cover by a touchdown, and that one is going to be a leg 3. Now, I will go into the NFC side, of course. The Niners, I will say the Niners and Cowboys, this one, if you're a gematria person, if you're a numerology person, I think you'll find it very interesting. There's numbers pointing to both the Niners and the Cowboys, which has made my decision even tougher. It basically surrounds Damar Hamlin and the number 3, so I'll go into all that, but I do find it interesting. But I'll say that I as far as the money line's going, I like the Niners. I've liked them since the beginning of the year. So I don't see too much where I'm going to take the Cowboys +4, but something might change. It could definitely be a 3-point game, especially if the Bills isn't. You saw how today's was. You had one cover and then one where it was a blowout. So we'll see how the Bills goes. I do like the Bills -6 leg 3. But I will say, I think there's a reason I put out videos for the Cowboys and Niners. They have symbolism for both, but I do think that they've given away the Super Bowl winners, and I think we're looking at them both right now. So the silver lining is next week, the Eagles will almost definitely be giving points, and we will be able to get an upset. We will be able to fade them because whoever wins, I think it's going to be Niners, but Niners or Cowboys, they're beating the Eagles. So we'll probably get points there, so that'll be nice. For once, we won't be having the lay points. But, yeah, a good day overall. Like I said, we're 81 units. We'll be over 100 before the Super Bowl. And I think the Bills here is a good leg 3. There's a couple good college basketball games, and we got some NBA games that I'm going to play, and I'll do a video on them. I just really wanted to get the Bills out, do a quick recap. Like I said, we didn't have a great day today, which is fine. Typically, we bounce back strong, and I think the 1-2-2 is pretty interesting. So, again, I don't think it's a matter of if the Bills and Niners win. It's going to be how much they win by, and I'm liking the Bills -6 with how they move the line. The Niners I'm going to look a little more into. And props, obviously, maybe stay away from props. I did little things, quarter unit here, a half a unit there on some props. Didn't go great, so not that we haven't picked good props in the past, but I think just sticking to the narratives is the way to go. So if you want props, I'll definitely put out my opinions. It's just they're very good at switching it up, and I think this type of game specifically is going to be more about the story. So it'll be interesting to see what they do here. I could see it's not too late, but not too early. So 3 o'clock game, people should have time to get their plays in. And I would just say I'd play it now before in case it moved to 7. Not that I think it will, but moving to 5, isn't that dangerous. Whereas moving to 7, now you got to win by a touchdown, which a lot of it's psychological. But if you can get a good line, I would just take it. And it's been moving. It's moved from 5 to 6 already. They did the same with the Chiefs. They moved them all the way to 9.5, and I thought it was going to move to 10. So they might do this, move it to 6.5 or something. Missed extra points. You see them all the time. So I like the 6. and I like it as a like 3. And then we'll be doing more recaps. A lot of people have been asking me to go over my system, just basically what my legs are, what a lot of the terminology is, and why I play certain metrics. I'll go into that. I have in several videos, so I don't like to belabor it. But I also understand there's new people that are saying, "Hey, what's I can't watch the a 55, 60 video playlist, but how are you guys doing so well so quick?" And I don't mind doing a video going into this system and why it's more discipline and metrics than anything else. But yeah, so Bills -6, leg 3. Great day today. If you played college basketball, which I implored everybody to, we had a really good day. And that's why I just, the football's fun, but to me it's about earning. And if I have good metrics, which we had a ton of, we had 11 of them, then I'm going to play them every day of the week. I do think the Bills is a good metric here, as you can see with the 12-5 for the Bengals. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, so that's really it. And I will, if there's any kind of update, like I said, my updates aren't always the best, as you can tell with my Giants. But sometimes I feel like I can see something that they're hinting at. So I'll definitely